Welcome back, guys, to Pastor's Coffee. This is episode 32. I'm Brooks. This is Stiff. Stiff, how have things been since last week? Anything to update us on or anything?
No, just been a kind of a traditional week. We had Wednesday night last night, first time in a while since BBS, and we had a business meeting, and so it's kind of nice to get back on track until we get messed
Yep,
up again with scheduling. Something else comes up, but
get
um,
that. Yeah.
so it's been regular week. This Saturday I'm going to the Steelers training camp.
That'd
Um,
be sweet. Yeah.
so that should be a good time. I've been there last year, but I had to kind of get there and then leave. So it'd be nice to not have a time crunch with everything. But
Yeah.
um, working on school, I'm just
Trucking along, buddy.
chugging along. It is what it is.
Yep.
Uh, but how about you? How you been doing?
Yeah, things been good. A little bit busier. Obviously, we talked about some stuff off camera. Um, but yeah, things are good. Um, I'm still coaching. We have some summer workouts going on right now, so that's a couple nights out of the week, and I'm enjoying that. But church, things are normal, and obviously we got the school stuff. Did play softball game a couple nights ago, um, and was hitting perfect, except this guy read the scouting report. I'm telling you, I hit it to left center like 5 of my at bats, the same exact hit. Like in the outfield, made good connection. I mean, just dropping in his glove every single time. And then he won one. He got one that was like a jumping catch over his head. I thought for sure I had it. I'd already made it to second base by the time he caught it. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Um, you still playing? We haven't talked about that. You still
Yeah,
playing?
I this past week, last one of the regular season,
You got a couple more weeks
absolutely,
left yet.
I did absolutely horrible
Oh,
last week. Hitting
tough.
wise, I was okay. Fielding
Yeah,
wise,
give him a
I
couple.
I've I've never been so embarrassed.
Where were you
I
at?
That's a second, um,
Second.
and so I went to grab a grounder, and it was kind of to my side, so like I was coming at it like this, and I went to grab it, and my glove just flew off. I
Oh,
mean, it was embarrassing.
that's tough.
And then I went to go make a double play, pops right out the glove, catching it at second, getting ready to throw it. And then again, I catch it on the double play, and then I missed the transfer. I mean, it was just horrible.
And one after another. Well, I'll tell you this, maybe just to make you feel a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know what your rules are on like foul balls,
Hmm.
but so it counts as a. I think we only get two fouls. So if you foul it once, that's the first strike. We start the count at 2-1. Okay, so you only get two strikes, and
Okay.
um, I guess yeah, two balls from there. But then
Hmm.
so if you get a foul, you get one more time, or it's done. It's got to be in play. So we had two outs, and he'd already had one strike on him. Okay. Well, this guy fouled it, but I'm not thinking of the rules. I see ball, get ball. Okay, I'm in left field. Okay, it's
Hmm.
going foul, so I take off after it, and I make the craziest catch of my life. I hit the fence and still caught it.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I felt so good about myself. And then they're like, that he was out anyway. I was like, yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew.
Just trying.
I just wanted to do it anyway. Like I hit my head on the fence and everything. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I was like,
Oh.
yeah, I knew that. I just wanted to show y'all I could do it. It's like that was my embarrassing story. But we
Oh.
lost. We lost both games this week. Both of them were fairly close, but
Hmm.
we've been missing a lot of players too. I've been having a good time with it.
Yeah. It's
Everybody
been
knows
fun.
that's not my first sport, but I'm having
Yeah.
having a good time with it. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
But
It's been fun.
yeah,
We're not last, so in
that's
our
good.
in our
Good.
division, so that's all that
We might
matters.
be. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna be close,
I think
but
we're
everybody
seven
makes
and
playoffs.
17. So everybody's in our playoffs as well. So this
Yeah,
next week we have playoffs. So we'll see how we do.
yeah,
But our bats have been, we just cannot hit the ball as a whole team, basically. And
yeah.
it,
We've been kind of struggling there too. We
so
felt good this past week. We really didn't have a
yeah,
whole lot going for us batting either. But
yeah. But it's a fun time. I'm looking forward to next year. And, you know, I didn't know any of these guys going into it. So
it's cool.
it's been
Yeah,
kind of cool to connect with them um, and just go out and hang out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, baseball Pirates have been killing it. They beat the Phillies in a series.
Pirates have
Phillies.
been insane. Yeah.
So I mean, baseball. Everybody gets so panicked about somebody losing a game in baseball, and you gotta realize it's 162 games.
162
You're gonna lose a couple
long
games.
season. Yeah.
Um, so, but it's been great to be watching baseball. I'm excited for football and then eventually basketball even to ramp back up. But baseball's been fun to watch, especially watching a winning team at least.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah. This week we wanted to talk about something, not from the comment section, because you guys have been lacking.
It'd be
Um,
nice.
but anyway, if you want to comment down below, just something real quick you'd like us to talk about, that'd be splendid. Give us a little idea. But this week we did want to talk about something, and just kind of short one. We didn't want to go. We're not going to go too much in depth because there's only so much to talk about it. Um, but being welcoming as a church, and I think even being welcoming in youth, which I can have a hard time with. You see a new kid coming in, um, and you have your kind of core people that you kind of hang out with the most, and you try to invest a lot of time into them because they're there every week. Um, but what are some strategies that you've used in your own youth group or even in the church as well, that you can be more welcoming to the younger generation, even in the church so as a whole? So I'll
Yeah.
let you talk about that.
No, it's a topic that I feel like we should have covered earlier, just because it's something that we face every week at some point. Um, to me, I think this whole discussion, first impressions are everything, and that's not just in the church. That's with people. I mean, I can think of people looking back and just the first time that I met them determined the way that I looked at them for a good amount of time. Now, I think we talked about this before. Um, some of my funniest times at college are stories about people meeting me for the first time and a first impression of me. And we've mentioned this, but we got to bring some of them on there. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that that's a first impression is so much how you carry yourself, how you're talking, how you're reacting to certain things. It affects how people will treat you and invite you to certain things or carry themselves around you. You know how they can act. First impressions, everything. Now those can break. The more you get to know somebody, that affects it. But as far as strategies and being more welcoming is being approachable and being available. And I think what you talked about, I'm kind of on the opposite end of that spectrum, maybe a little bit too far. Because when I see a new person, I immediately flock to them and introduce myself and kind of hang out with them. It happened last night actually. We had a
Hmm.
we had a new team come in and for the first time and I kind of spent the majority of my time, not obviously not the lesson, but the time that we're just hanging out and stuff with him, you know. And I think that can be good and bad. You know, you
Hmm.
definitely want to introduce yourself and spend time with them, but then you don't want it to be like, oh, this is a new shiny thing, you know, and the rest of your youth group's like, well, you don't care about us anymore, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that can happen in churches. There was a thing, and this isn't the only person that has said this, um, but being welcomed in church matters to a lot of people. Now,
Yeah.
some people would like to not be welcome. They kind of
Hmm.
just want to slip in. They slip in the back and don't want to be talked to. They just kind of want to enjoy the service. I get that, but I've had people come to me from other churches that have been here and say, well, we went to so and so this church and we didn't get greeted one time. Not a single person came up to us. But when we went to this church, we had everybody talking to us and everything. And we felt so much more at peace here because we felt valued to people. And I think
Hmm.
that's the key. Being welcoming people means that the person that you're welcoming has to feel valued. They have to feel wanted. It's with any relationship. You know, the key to
Hmm.
relationship and the key to peace in relationship is recognizing that each person in this has something to give to the other person and you want that to feel wanted. You want to feel wanted. When you
Yeah.
don't feel wanted anymore, you feel insecure. And that's the same in the church, that's the same in everything. So this balance of going from a new person and trying to make them feel welcomed and have a good time and everything also has to balance with the people that you already have.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I said this on this podcast or not, but it's something I'm probably not the first one to say it, but I was doing a sermon and I came up with kind of this statement. I know people have said some different variations, but it's this. Don't get so focused with the people outside the church that you neglect the people in the pew.
Yeah.
Because I think and you can go the opposite way with that. Sometimes we're too focused on edification and inside the church, so we have no evangelism.
Yeah.
But but at this point, I think a lot of our churches we're so focused with events and getting new people in here and focused on the community that we neglect the people inside the pew, and we become this just evangelistic driven church that we
Mhm.
neglect the edification of the saints. We're called to make disciples, not just believers.
Mhm.
Belief is the start of discipleship, and I think it's a question, it's a topic that so many churches struggle with. But I want to pass it to you, just see what
Yeah.
what kind of thoughts you have.
Yeah. I think it starts with the edification of the saints, as you were kind of talking
Hmm.
about. I think if you start there, and I just went on the camping trip. That's another story I can tell you. Um,
Yeah,
but
I forgot to ask you about that.
yeah, it was a good time. But we yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Um, but we were talking. Our theme kind of was leadership. And I just had three guys, and they were pretty much consistent goers to youth group and church and everything. And so you know, I was talking about leadership and how even though they're just in youth group, that they can be leaders in the church, even at a young age. The youngest was 14, and making people feel welcome to youth is a great first step.
Yeah,
I can only do so much, and you guys need to uh, depend on each other. Of course, depend on Christ at first, but work together to make these people feel welcome. Because I'm only one person, Albina's
yeah,
only one person, and then they can also, um, with the girls of the youth group, influence them to be great leaders to them. And I think that starts with welcoming people and being friendly to people and
hmm,
getting out of their cliques. This is pretty much everything. I kind of opened the floor, and these are things that they've brought up,
right,
um, and that they can be more welcoming to people. And I think when you start with the edification, and then if we broaden the picture and just go to the whole church in general, we only have two pastors, so we can only do so much. Before the service, we're kind of occupied trying to get everything ready to go into the service. And we have great people who we have a great whole greeter system, and people who aren't technically greeters, but they go around and talk to people, new or old. Um, and so I think it is a great first impression. When we first moved to West Virginia, my the church that we went to, Baker Heights,
yeah,
um, greatest church I've ever seen down. This Memorial Heights is great, but they're super great at this.
yeah,
It doesn't matter what you like, they're making sure that you're involved in things. And I think
yeah.
that's the key, is making sure they're involved with things, not just
Involvement.
saying your name, going up and introducing yourself, but making sure that they're a part of it.
Yeah, it's great.
And making them a part of it is, I think, what's going to even further than just welcoming. Um, and so, did you have anything else you wanted to say? That
Uh,
anything to add?
no, I think you knocked it out there. I just yeah, I think it's so much bigger than just the church building, though. As we know, I I see I think we do have a problem, um just as Christian. I don't want to group everybody into this because some people are a lot better than others, but
Mm-hmm.
just being approachable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like obviously not everybody's going to have a good day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have a look in our face and things. We're just wearing our emotions, and it's tough to be approached at times. I get it, but if we are going to have the mind of Christ, if we're going to be His workmanship, be the light of the world, we have to be the ones in our communities and everything when people come up to us to
Mm-hmm.
be that friendly face and to have that spirit of being approachable and
Mm-hmm.
and giving help when needed. That Sorry, I had to take another call. Don't remember where we stopped, but we're going to move on to our next segment. Okay,
That's
so I'm
right.
gonna say
Um,
okay.
I'll go ahead and just transition real quick into a youth group story
Yeah.
for the sake of it. This past camping trip, we had a good time. Went to Swallow Falls up in Western Maryland here. Um, Great time. We woke up. We went Thursday afternoon,
Okay.
and then Friday and Saturday we came home on Saturday. But Friday morning, we wake up. It's probably a solid like 50 degrees outside, which is cold compared to what it's been,
Yeah.
like in the 90s. And so we're getting the fire started. It's about 8 a.m. And one of the youth members, they trying to get the fire started, and they have a wet log. And by a log, I mean about my height of a log, about 5'5".
Good grief.
Not yeah, not like width, but height.
Yeah.
The log was only about yay big.
Yeah.
Anyway, he decided that it's wet and it's not going to burn. And so he decided to throw it into the woods. There was another youth that was coming up from taking a um, morning bathroom break, so to speak, down in the woods. And
No.
he came up. He was coming up, and he'd come back up from that.
It did not.
The one youth guy threw the log, and then, sorry for being graphic here, but went to the guy's leg, and then gave him pretty deep cut. So it's about 8 a.m.
What?
And I just look over and I didn't see the guy throw it. And so I look over and I just see one of the youth, and he's just bleeding out on the ground over there from his leg. And
What?
so I first thought that the youth guy threw it on purpose, because I thought, they can be done
How
like
else? How else?
that. And so I thought he threw it at him on purpose, and I was very furious, but they explained it while I was trying to get this wound covered up and cleaned out.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not big about seeing people's flesh, but I did that day, and we all kind of worked together and got him butterflied up, but we eventually did take him to the urgent care. And so
How are you just now telling me this?
I
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I was waiting to tell you on here. But so we took him to the urgent
Award.
care, huh?
You need an award.
I do.
Good grief.
So I cleaned it out, butterflied it up, put some adhesive on it, and it was semi-closed, but it was still bleeding pretty good, and so we took him to the urgent care.
How close were you to one?
About 15 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. But
Yeah.
So this is the next part of the story. I'm going pretty fast, and we have a 15-passenger van. I took all the seats out, so we have a bunch of room to bring all our stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm going, it's a pretty back road, twisty and turning,
no.
and I'm going about 35, 40 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the one kid in the back, I'm just not saying names just in case they don't want it to be said, but he reaches up and he said, "Can I have a bag?" He
does not puke.
He started throwing up in a Walmart bag in the back. I'm like, dude. Man. Oh, he got so car sick there and we don't know where that bag went. I don't know if he threw it somewhere. What? It's not in the van. I don't know if he threw it away at the urgent care, but we don't remember where he threw it out at. Maybe out the window at this point. It wouldn't surprise me. And so we got him all stitched up. He got 4 stitches inside, dissolvable, and then 9 on the outside.
Good grief.
So it was, but his mom set up the appointment and everything at the urgent care. They got everything set up, and so I just had to go there.
Her? You had to call her before y'all?
Yeah, I called her. Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
She was really good. She was, yeah. So I'm glad it was.
That's tough, man.
So that was about 8. We didn't eat anything, and we got back before lunchtime. All of that happened before lunchtime, and we kept on camping.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah, we didn't go many places because he could barely walk. So, but yeah, It's I'll show you a picture if you want to after this.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a camping trip for the ages. So we're looking forward to going back. And not
that's one of
having.
those like crazy news stories that get sent into those guys on the
I need
podcast.
need to
You need to
send it
send
in,
that one in. That one's crazy.
or they can just come on the podcast.
We'll get them one.
Youth Group
Yeah,
Chronicles or
dude,
whatever
I
their
can't
name.
believe that. That's insane.
So that was that. Oh, it was good.
I haven't been through nothing like that yet. You
Yeah.
got me beat there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been throwing up on the shoe, my Croc at the curve game,
That's the
and
worst.
that's nothing compared to this. I mean, dude,
Oh man.
I have no medical experience, and
Wow.
on the fly. I'm glad we brought. I almost didn't bring the first aid kit, and I'm glad I did.
I wouldn't have thought to. Well, it can't be. I probably would have. Yeah, but
Yeah. But
that's tough.
so, but anyways, I just thought I would throw that in there. It kind of goes along with both youth pastor experience.
That one takes a cake. That is for sure.
That'll do it. So I'm hoping it doesn't get worse than that, because if it gets
Wow.
worse than that, we're gonna have some casualties.
Yeah.
So,
Good grief.
but anyway, this week we wanted to do something a little different. We're still gonna stick with the top 5 kind of idea here, but what we're gonna do, I don't know if anybody's seen Blind Ranking, top 5. So basically, I have a top 5 that I'm gonna ask Brooks, but he doesn't know what's coming up next, so he's got to rank them in order 1 to 5. Do you want to go first or me?
I'll go first.
Okay. So he's gonna do basketball. Seems to fit. I'm gonna do Star Wars. Seems to fit. And so what I did, and this is the topic for basketball. Okay. These are top 5 current players.
Okay.
That's all I'm giving you. Okay. Number 1 through 5. Okay. Number 1, Stephen Curry. And that's at number 1, obviously being the best.
Yeah, I would think you'd have to have my man on here. So I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna put Steph at 2.
2.
Okay.
Second person that's on this list is James, but Bronny.
We got to put him at 5 right now. Gotta put him at 5. Just right now.
Okay, so Curry at 2, Bronny James at 5.
Yeah.
Number 3 here, Nikola Jokic.
Oh man.
However you say his name.
I don't know if you have my man on here. Right now. This is gonna be controversial. I don't know if you have my man, but I can't have. Oh, gosh, this is gonna be blasphemy if he's left off. I'm gonna have to put Jokic at 1. I'm gonna have to, just based on where we're at.
You might be called out.
No.
Number 4 here. So you have Jokic at 1, Joker
Steph
at 1,
2.
Steph at 2, Bronny at 5. So you have 3 and 4 open.
Yeah.
My 4th player here is Zion Williamson.
If you put Dylan Brooks on here, we're hanging up the call. And I feel like you might have. Just because of that face, I'm gonna put Zion at 3.
Okay.
But I was gonna do 4. I don't know.
Okay. Number 5. I did do this list. It was top 5 current players. Didn't have to be in the NBA.
Okay.
Just a little. It is a Brooks, and it is yourself, Jonathan Brooks. Just so you know, you placed yourself over Bronny James.
That's crazy. So yes, I guess I'm in there at 4. In a shooting competition, I think I got him still. I think I still got him at 3-point shooting. He did do pretty well at the combine. I don't know.
Did.
But from a summer league performance, I would get him in 3-point contest.
So at number 1, you have the Joker.
Yeah.
Number 2, Curry. 3, Zion, yourself at 4, and
That's crazy.
Ronnie James at 5.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. I would have to put that would have been really bad if I put Zion at 4 because that would have been rough.
Yeah, I'll use my powers and try to get you and Bronny in the same court and do a little 3-point.
We'll have to find out. We'll have to find it out. That was a good one. That was a good list. That was creative. That was good. I don't think it was that. Obviously, the 4 and 5 that was pretty blasphemous. But everything else other than that,
I agree.
That wasn't too bad.
I think right now you can say you can have the argument. I personally think Curry.
I would still take Steph over. Correct. Yeah, I would. But the Joker. That's over the last couple of seasons. Most people would probably still go there. So, okay, are you ready for yours?
I guess.
Okay, we are going. Let's do Star Wars. We're going to go top 5. I don't know. We're just going to say top 5 characters. Okay, so you can define this however you want. Most powerful or who you would want.
Okay.
For different things. Okay. So
first one. Okay, go ahead.
Out of 5, I'm going to start off with where are you placing him? Cassian Andor.
Okay.
This is a little all over the place. I'm giving you that. This is a little all over the place.
If I'm going off of powerful, which I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to put him at 4.
Okay, I think that's safe.
Because he just has a gun.
What can he really do?
In the Star Wars universe, that's not much.
True. Okay, not bad.
Number 4.
Okay, next. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Sheesh.
What are we doing?
I think just because of this list, I think it would be best to put him at 3.
Oh, that's bold.
It's bold, but there are more powerful Jedis out there.
Absolutely.
But
you don't know what I'm going to pick.
But I'm going to put him at 3. Sorry, Liam Neeson.
Next one. Rey.
Oh, God. I can't put her at anything at 2 or 1. You know, I'm fine with putting her at 5.
Wow, that hurts, man. That's tough.
Call me a feminist. Do what you want. She's at 5.
Okay. All right. Next, we are going with Lando Calrissian.
Oh man. I'm just gonna hold out for number 1 and say he's number 2.
Okay, you did well there, because I had to put your girl on there. So we're gonna put Ahsoka.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I would take. I probably still would take Qui-Gon over Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Powerful wise. Yeah. Man, I butchered that.
I threw you some curveballs there. That was a tough one.
You did. You did. Oh wow.
Yeah. That would probably have some reworking.
That one for sure. Yours is better than mine.
You were easier on me though.
I was a little easier. But hey, you know, it is what it is. So, man, poor Qui-Gon there at number 3.
Yeah.
But oh well. Anyways, it's been a podcast so far.
Yeah, this has been a fun one. Yeah.
It's been so. If you enjoy that, we do have football coming up, so we're gonna take time. We'll do our weekly predictions, maybe share a thing here.
We'll talk about it next week a little bit though. We're getting close.
We are.
Yeah.
So September 8th is the first week. That's the first Sunday. So we basically have a month till it starts. And we're excited for that. Fantasy's around the corner.
Yep. Ready for my revenge? Want to get this one back?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I can get a dub. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for listening this week. A little different, a little all over the place, but
yeah,
we hope you liked it.
Thanks for staying with us.
Go ahead and comment down below anything you'd like us to talk about. Either side, fun side, serious side. Check us out on Spotify if you like. Episodes are up there. If you don't like to
Yep.
look at us, you can always listen to us.
Yep.
That's always great. So, you know what? If you want to be on the podcast, let us know.
Looking for guests. Yeah.
We can look for some guests and we'll get you on here. And we hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you all. See you guys later.